Welcome to Live Full, a show where we turn your potential into wealth in all areas of your and my life. I am so excited to be with for you guys today. I want to take a minute and welcome each and every one of you that are connecting, that are just here watching this episode live. A big kiss for each and every one of you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to let you guys know too that Live Full is simulcast, meaning it shows both in Spanish and in English in La Mega Mundial, as well as our RTV network. And you can watch our show through our Apple TV, Roku, Tempo, all those TV Androids and all that good stuff. I love to say, right? And you can also visit us at www.ourtv.network. As a matter of fact, if you have a subscription, you can actually see this episode again through our TV and as well as Amazon Fire and any place you have a subscription free of charge, as well as our streaming app.com. You can actually download it so you can see it through our Apple phone as well as your Android. Guys, it's super important to let you know as well that you can hear this broadcast in WSTX radio on Tuesdays 10 a.m. On the U.S. Virgin Islands. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to be before you today. Now we're going to be talking about a topic that is something that that happens without you even knowing. And I'm going to call it today, no more self-sabotaging thoughts and action. Do you know what is self-sabotage? Do you know what that looks like? Do you know when it's operating in your life? I don't know about you, but I've set goals and I've done things in life, great things, good, praise God, okay. And then there's some things that I find myself like, I set a goal and then I'm hearing these voices on the inside. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Some people call it imposter syndrome. Some people think you maybe not good enough. You're not smart enough. And all of a sudden you find yourself sabotaging. Have that ever happened to you? Well, it has happened to me and to a lot of the people that I have actually worked with and working with. And you know what? We find that once we find the culprit, we know what's happening. You know what? We tend to bypass and get better results. I hope today you are in class. I hope you take some notes in this short few minutes or we'll be together. I'm super excited because you know what? We're going to dive into no more self-sabotaging thoughts as well as actions, right? And you will ask the question, okay, what is self-sabotage? For those of you who've never heard this before, what is self-sabotage? Well, let me just read a little bit here. I kind of made some notes to stay on track, but listen to this. Self-sabotage refers to any behavior or action that creates problems or prevents an individual from achieving their goals, success, or well-being. In other words, it is a conscious or unconscious, right, act of working against oneself. Could you believe it? Which can occur in various areas of our life, such as relationships, careers, health, and personal growth. Now, self-sabotaging behavior can manifest, and I've seen this in so many different ways, and it sounds it's creepy. I'm gonna tell you, because you think it's you, but it's not you. Such as procrastination. It shows us self-criticism, negative self-talk, as well as perfectionism. If you suffer of everything has to be perfect before, we may have a problem, right? Self-doubt, fear of success, addiction, self-destructive habits. These behavior can be rooted, what we call in deep-seated beliefs, perhaps past traumas or unresolved emotional issues that can cause individuals to undermine their efforts, and that's so true, or sabotage their own success, right? Personally, I've seen myself do this a couple of times, and I was like, wow, I did sabotage that, but I didn't know what it was. I thought literally that it was me, but it was me, but it wasn't me. So let's talk about this. Another thing, self-sabotage can have the what I call it, detrimental effects, because it's really awful effects on individuals' life, leading to missed opportunities, disappointments, and negative self-perceptions. However, with self-awareness, I love this, and intentional effort, individuals can identify their self-sabotaging behaviors and work towards overcoming them, leading it to a more fulfilling, successful life. That's my goal with us here tonight, with you tonight, that we can actually target these areas, that we will identify these areas, these voices, right? And we can work around them so that we can be successful, so we can live full, we can have the desired results that we're looking for. Now, uh, areas of our life that we might see these things, I just touch a little bit on some of them, but let's talk about the first one, relationships, right? What does self-sabotage look in a relationship? And a lot of times when you look at it, you might say, well, I want a great relationship, I want a beautiful marriage, I want a good wife, I want a good husband, right? And you might be married or in the process, and all of a sudden you find yourself fighting for the silliest and the most stupidest things, right? Honestly. And I said it before, I say it again. In the other one, in the Spanish version, if you want to see that one, make sure do you see this. It might follow up 30 minutes later after this one. But if you don't watch it, it could be inner vows because of past trauma. Some people have had emotional, hurts. It could have been a past relationship, a past boyfriend, girlfriend, trauma, physically, mentally, spiritually abused. It could be all of those. And they have made what we call inner vows, where they say, oh, no, no, nobody will ever treat me like that, without even knowing that now this is a problem, especially in a relationship that is safe, right? So we tend to push people away with our words. It could be with our actions. It could be, I don't know, it could be just both words, action, and sometimes verbal abuse, right? So these these things that are happening, we're wanting one thing but then we're getting another, could be what we call thoughts and actions of self-sabotage. Because if you really want a good fruitful relationship, then you would foster and you would really nourish that relationship with love, with care, with patience, with all the good things that would bring forth a good relationship. If you find yourself that in that relationship section right there, you're not fruitful, you're not getting ahead, for some reason you're wanting something but you're getting something else, there could be some self-sabotage. Now, I want to mention this because um self-sabotage is not always an exterior thing, it's always an interior thing, internal, conscious or subconscious. What that means, you may know it's happening, but you may also know that it's not happening. So you may say, what attitude? What are you talking about? I didn't give him no attitude, but it was attitude. It came out because that's subconscious. It's a protective mechanism as well as a thought or a word. You maybe hear things, oh, you'll never, like I said it before, I enter vow, oh, that person will never treat me like that again. Oh, over my dead body. So now you're sabotaging the results. So before we wrap up, I'm gonna come back and give you a few tips on how to overcome that, because literally you might need to dig deep into that area. You might need to heal in that area, right? And some things, they don't just happen overnight. Some things take time. But then again, some things with your help can be overnight. This is big. What I just said. I never devalue the problem or the pain or the thing that the person's gone through, but this is in cooperation. How fast are you in awareness and how fast you want to come out on the other side? It's up to you and it's up to me. All right. Another area that we would look into is our career, right? It could be career. We could call it career, business. And we could be self-sabotaging in this area by not doing our work 100%, right? By not showing up. We might be showing up late, right? We might not do our homework. In this case, we might not be, there's something perhaps in your job that you keep slacking off and don't know why. Why am I sabotaging my job, right? It could be that you saw that. It could be that, we call their symptoms, and procrastination is one, and that's one of the symptoms of self-sabotage, right? Been there, done that. Still, to certain things I have to be like, oh no, Brenda, we're not letting that, we're not doing that later, we're doing that now, because you got to keep yourself on, on the target, watching yourself, because you would self-sabotage your career and your efforts. In this case, your business. Let's say, for example, sometimes you've heard, oh, it's too good to be true, or things are going good and now you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? So you start to manifest all kind of problems, real or imagined, and all of a sudden you're not in the same place you was once were. Why? Because you're sabotaging your efforts. There's something in us, it can be going too good. Why? Because that maybe it was something growing up, because you saw that some all the time it was going good, something got bad, and you're bringing this now into your adulthood, into your new life, into your just now, into your now. And it's so important that you are aware of what truly is happening, so that you don't let sabotage take over, so you don't let self-sabotage be in control of your efforts, of what it is you do want, and that you will always come out what we call on top, winning. Okay, career, business, and you keep an eye out. Right today, as I talk about no more self-sabotaging thoughts and action, think about what is it taking, what's pulling you away, right? So perhaps, let's say, even in relationships, I didn't mention this, but you want a better relationship with your spouse, but you tend to be working so many hours. And I'm not talking about, hey, I'll talk about this on another episode, but if the husband is working and he's trying to bring the money home, I get it. No, that's like, but then again, the wife is working, the husband is working, there's no middle ground, everybody is so busy, but everybody wants to have great relationship. You could be self-sabotaging your relationships in this case. Okay, so, well, this is important. What is it we're doing that perhaps is pulling us away, right, without even knowing, conscious or unconscious? Okay, next one. Oh, this is a big one, our health. Now, and our health areas how we could sabotage. I mean, it's so amazing, because I've been there, done that, working on it every single day. I'm like, no, I set myself a goal. I want to be a such and such weight. Guess what? It's a done deal. All of a sudden, you're finding yourself derailing, or you're hearing the thoughts of like, oh yeah, you always do this. You always set a goal and you never finish. Or you always do this and you never follow through, right? That is the voices that is trying to what? Sabotage your efforts. So you've got to be very gentle. I talk about health in this area, right? Some people want overnight success. You've got to be patient, because we cannot turn something that perhaps we're taking years. And some of us, it's just like the microwave mentality. I've been there. Oh my God, I want it tomorrow. Forget it, right? But no, it takes how we call it, it takes time to turn this ship, right? If you've gone too far, then it's time to come. And this is big, because health is wealth. Health is truly wealth, and you don't want to take that lightly. You don't want to play with it. I said it again. I'll say it all the time, but like, don't go so far that is too far in your health. Take control of your health. Do it now. Do small steps and look out for sabotage. What sabotage? You go to the grocery store, you already have a great list with all the vegetables, all the good food you're gonna eat based on your plan, and here you are picking up donuts. Have you ever done that? Here you are, and we, Cheetos, Fritos, Tostitos, and we're saying, oh, it's for the kids. It's not for the kids, it's for us. Because the kids say they're not even eating it, right? Or they might, but it's truly temptation. If you are now, guess what? Can somebody say that was sabotage? It's trying to sabotage me. What is that? My habits. My habits are trying to sabotage me, right? So it's so important that you know that, hold up a minute, if I don't bring it home, I'm not going to eat it. So, you know what? I'm not going to bring it home. Why? Because I set myself a goal in my health to achieve the health that I want this year. And I promise you, you might say, oh, but it's so hard. But that's the voices. That is the sabotage. That is a self-sabotage. That is the words that are coming back saying, perhaps you saw your mom and it was hard for her. Perhaps you saw that growing up. And maybe you didn't think it was that hard, but now that you're an adult, you're hearing those voices. I say this and I say it again. I'm not a psychologist, but I've heard and I've seen a lot of people. I work closely with people and I refer them to psychologists. But what you're hearing, that sounding voice back, is oftentimes the mother, grandmother, or someone that was literally with them growing up as a child. And what you're hearing back, it's that negative word voice training. But then again, we start to now attack our personal self in those areas to the point that it debilitates us. It takes away our strength, and we do sabotage everything we said we're gonna do. We end up not doing it, or altogether just like, it's like I saw not doing it, because that's ultimately what we end up doing. But it's just so hard, okay? But it's not, it doesn't have to be hard. You can definitely win over self-sabotage. Okay, the next area is our finances. And there's so many other ways that we can sabotage. Ask yourself the question, where am I sabotaging in those areas? What do I do to keep me perhaps in the way I don't want to be here? I don't want to do this. Finances is so big, because here we are, you got your paycheck, right? Now you have some goals, you want to get that free, you want to perhaps invest money, you want to buy a car, you want to have some savings, right? You want to get out of debt. But when you get your money, the first thing people do, which is a self-sabotage action, is to what? I gotta get that bag. I gotta get that. I don't know. I love that bracelet. I love that jewelry. Oh my goodness, I gotta get those that bunch of clothes, mind you, or those shoes. They have hundreds of shoes, but I gotta have this. Can somebody say self-sabotage? Self-sabotage, right? And we've got to watch it, because if the goal is, I need to definitely build a cushion. I want to build a savings, right? But this is what constantly, and there's a lot of impulse buying. I mean, I know people honestly that they're how we call it, like their time where they're really decompress is buying stuff. But then again, that's sabotage. So you work so hard, but then you're at the end of it, you have nothing to show. There's something happening that is way deeper rooted, that you have to face. And perhaps you might need, to check with someone. You might need to check with a therapist. You might need to get some help, counseling, whatever it is. Because if that is cutting all of your, I say, efforts again, you're not getting ahead, then we need to do something. Okay, super important. So here we are, spending extra money when it comes to finances, perhaps buying extra stuff, partying, inviting everybody to drinks, you name it. So many things that is robbing you of your finances, when in reality that's not the result you want. You maybe saw growing up parents that perhaps that's not how they weren't savers, they were spenders, right? They were not investors. They didn't believe in that. They were always hand to mouth, hand to mouth. So now you feel that that's normal, and it's like such a struggle. So I want to let you know today, you can overcome that. And if you really really put yourself in a place to win, you can do that by cutting off what we call the bloodline, and like the supply of sabotaging, of self-sabotage. Okay, so another one, I didn't put it here, but it's personal growth, right? Your personal growth. You need to finish your certification. You got to finish your degree. You got to finish, perhaps start, there's some areas that you wanted to learn some more things this year, but you're putting it off. You're getting sidetracked with all kinds of other stuff. You're saying yes to so many things and no to you. Oh my goodness. Can somebody say self-sabotage, right? And you got to watch it so that you can finish. You can finish the race. And I said the race, but you can finish what you have set for yourself this year. Self-sabotage is not healthy, right? And there's a lot of different signs, right, that you start to see when you are in awareness, and you start to look and say, wow, I am watching myself. And I don't understand this, because a lot of times you say you're going to do something and you end up doing something else. Can somebody relate to what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I've been there. I was like, I just said I was not going to eat that, and all of a sudden I'm eating it. What's going on, right? It's the programs. It's the programs that are working against us, but truly it's what's been programmed in our subconscious, right? So I want to give you a tip today. And the tip is to be very gentle with yourself. The tip is to be very gentle with yourself. A lot of it, and I want you to write this T. Let me put it on the screen here. T TFAR. Okay. TFAR, right? This is your thoughts. Let's see if I can put it on the screen. TF to FAR. Thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. Thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. It never fails. It never fails. It's a cycle, it's a recipe. So when you look at your sabotaging behaviors, you got to ask yourself the question, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I hearing? What was my internal conversation? Right? Because internal conversation starts. And I said it before, I'll say it again. When you're hearing that sound like that is coming back, it sounds like you, but it's not you. It sounds like you're gonna start, and I'm gonna start that business, right? You hear a voice back. It's almost like, when you put a voice out there and the voice come back, it should sound like, go girl, get it done, or go sir, get it done. No, no, no. It's like who you think you are. See that voice? Can somebody say self-sabotage? And I don't want you to listen to that voice. Because the thoughts that I'm going to put this thing, you maybe put it on paper, you start to work on it. All of a sudden, you have these thoughts of like, you're not enough. Oh my God, imposter syndrome. I'm not smart enough. I don't know if I can do this. Those voices that are coming back, that's projections, and that's not you. Do not take in the voice. Do not listen to that voice. All you got to say, and this is so important because what you say back is going to reflect back a feeling. And this is the thing. If you've heard that, perhaps, and I know it at first it's uncomfortable because you've never spoken in this way. So say, well, you know what? I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to start and I'm going to give it my best. I'm smart. I said this often because what you say back, what you agree upon becomes a prophecy, becomes a contract. So many people want to live full. They want to achieve success and they want to do some incredible things. But that voice that comes back that is trying to sabotage their thoughts and truly their actions, they are not counter attacking it. You're not killing it. You're not cutting it, nipping it in the bud. You're not saying, okay, that's it, enough. I keep hearing that. I'm going to do it. Guys, I want you to say this. What's the worst thing that could happen? You're not going to die. Try it. And I say try. When I say you're not going to die, you're not going to die. If it's dangerous, something dangerous, don't do that. But when it comes to getting better in the areas of your life, right? I mean, I have them here. And this is the areas that I actually teach: your career, your money, your health, your finances, your spirituality. When it comes to your personal growth, your fun and your leisure. When it comes to your home and your environment, these areas, they're all good. When you have that wheel and that wheel spins and you start to take more chances and you start to develop the life that you want, I promise you, you're going to stop sabotaging the results and you're going to have even a more fulfilling, more purposeful life. So I need you to, when that voice comes, you need to counterattack it, because thoughts produces feelings. And if you're not feeling worthy, the actions that follow is unworthy actions. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna get sidetracked. You're gonna do other things that are not gonna get you what? The results that you're looking for. I want you today to think about that. Tafar. Wow, for real. What am I thinking about? What was it what I was telling? What was my internal conversation? And oftentimes these it could be a teacher that said, you never amount to. I had teachers that said, oh girl, you are so dumb. You're never gonna amount to anything. Okay, God bless you, sister. And I do hear those voices occasionally. I say, shut up. No, I'm capable. I am smart. Speak it up, speak it in the inside. Counteract that with words that are uplifting, that are life to you, so that you can get the right actions, so you can get the right results. Okay? Super important. I wanted to give you that acronym because that acronym was going to go with you wherever you go. If you look at it from a perspective of like, no, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get strong and powerful. You're going to be strong and powerful. All right. So self-sabotage, in wrapping up, I want you to know that it comes very subtle. It tends to, how would I say? It doesn't come all of a sudden. Self-sabotage is very sneaky, by the way. Um, and I just wanted to, let me see if I could pull up my other notes here. Yeah, because it's just very, very subtle. So when you find yourself, you're gonna start seeing areas, perhaps. This is how you identify actually self-sabotage. And you could look at it with when you start to procrastinate, right? So you start to procrastinate, and all of a sudden you tend to say, well, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? I'll do it tomorrow. That's a sign. That's a sign right there. Pay attention. Pay attention. Also, self-sabotage is about, it's trying to get me, right? I want you to win over self-sabotage. I want you to look at it. Am I procrastinating? Why am I putting it off? Right? I find myself, putting off especially important tasks. Have you ever done that? I have. I find myself scrolling through Instagram, doing all kind of things, but my work. That's a sign. Set yourself in order, put the phone down, and again, very calmly bring yourself back into what? Into that state of finishing. I want you to say today, I start strong and I end strong. Come on, say it with me. I start strong and I end strong. Okay? When you hear yourself saying, I'm a slacker, no, no, no. I start strong and I end strong. I am a beginner and I am a finisher. What I start, I finish. Okay? You see that? That's your new internal conversation. Number two, the next thing is a negative self-talk, which you don't want to find yourself constantly criticizing yourself, doubting yourself, doubting your abilities, engaging in negative self-talk. That's a sign. That's a sign that you are engaging. You're starting that negative cycle again. Okay? Don't go there. Say different words that give you power. Number three, and this is another one, fear of failure. You start to see you're afraid to try new things, or take risks because you're worried about failing, and it could be a sign again that you're about to enter into self-sabotage. So what do? One step. You just do one step. One call, one connection. I'm speaking about business. What one little step that builds your confidence, that puts you on the top. I mean, you feel so strong and so powerful because you know what? You didn't die. Okay. The next one is perfectionism. If you're finding yourself, you have to have all or nothing, and it has to be perfect. And I feel like everything has to be like all my ducks have to, okay, enough. That's a sign. Oh, you are about to enter into perfectionism. Listen, in this show, you know how much time I've stuttered. You know how much time I've lost my train of thought. It don't matter. I'm putting out the information. I want you to know that you get better in the process of doing things. The more you do things, the better you get. Don't wait for everything to be perfect to then launch out. Start slow, small, however you want to call it, but start. Okay. The next one is self-destructive behaviors. And this is something that I see often. If you engage in self-destructive behaviors like overeating, perhaps drinking too much, or using drugs, it could be a sign already that you're self-sabotaging. You're putting yourself in a painful place. Stop. Exercise what we call self-control. Say no. If you find yourself with the wrong people that are introducing you to all this kind of stuff, move away. Start moving away. It's not going to end well. Okay. And the next one, avoidance. If you find yourself avoiding situations or people, this is big, guys. I've seen this often. That could help you move forward and grow and achieve, and you're running away because it's like, it's uncomfortable because the sabotage is real. Self-sabotage doesn't want you to be around the people that can help you. Self-sabotage doesn't want you to become better. Why? Because it's trying to keep you comfortable and really in a lower state, level of vibration, low, where you are not going to achieve much. Okay, so that avoidance is a sign. I need to get around the right people. I need to perhaps, if you notice any of these things, you want to, important that you take massive action. Get a counselor. If you're in school, get a coach, perhaps a therapist, a pastor, a good family member that you can trust, that literally builds you, not brings you down, right? Because sometimes we're talking to all the wrong people. Get in contact with the right people so you could have a fulfilling life, a life filled with joy, a life filled with purpose, and really with life. With that said, remember, I leave you with this. Tafar, check your thoughts, text, check your feelings, check your actions, and see what results you're getting. If you're in a spiral or in a circular, motion of not moving ahead, self-sabotage might be active in your life. I want you to know that it's not how much you know, it's what you do with what you know. The information I share with you here tonight, how this morning, whenever you're watching me, I know it's going to change your life. Be conscious of the thoughts that are coming in. Be conscious of what you're thinking about. And then look at your actions. And then set yourself to win by doing the things you know. I don't care. You don't have to feel it. I keep saying it. You don't have to feel like doing it. Feelings comes after. Okay? Feelings comes after. In this case, when you start to do the right things, guess what? It might not feel comfortable. It's new grounds. You've never operated like this. Allow it. Allow it. Okay? Super important. Stay the course, stay positive, watch your thoughts, speak life, and let's beat self-sabotage. You got this. Until the next episode, God bless you. I love you guys. We'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now. Mwah. Kisses to everyone.